There was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me.
Oh shit!
When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you have to ask.
Yeah, the better Toko.
It wasn't even her. It was better her.
Yeah.
Her? You mean?
Ah, guess it's back.
Yes.
What's your fault after all?
You know what? I love Genocide Jill.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just
You think
answer
Genocide Jill's
the
actually the
question.
author?
Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me
I
don't
believe
actually
it.
share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see...
Oh!
everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle.
It's just that it's like the tongue and the crazy teeth. I just
worried about you.
I love Genocide Jill.
You're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks
Like,
to
look at
her,
that.
I murdered
How can
someone
you-
who
how can you
wasn't an
not like
adorable
it?
boy for the first time ever.
Oh.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me.
Fate doesn't smile
Because
on the
normally,
serial killer.
Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Bright side. So that's good.
Yeah.
He's talking to that, and Hina's gonna.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Wait.
Have you ever tried learning from past experience, Hina? Huh? I thought for sure that you'd have some words for
What's
hero
wrong?
in that one.
Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right?
Oh
Let's
no!
do this.
No. Hina, there's more.
Not quite yet.
Why is Hina in a rush?
Not
That
yet.
was sus.
Oh, she is.
Usually
Don't you think there was
she'd
something
snap
odd
the
about
hero and she's like,
Toko's
no, let's
story?
vote.
I mean, you had to have noticed.
No way I did it. No way.
Odd. Huh? Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
If idiots could fly, this place
Your
could
wish is my command, darling.
Oh, she's the best.
Not over yet, is it? Best girl. Best boy and best girl together at last. The one who killed Sakura is.
Make your arguments.
Oh, there's a lot of bliss. We haven't talked about the powder yet at all.
No, I know. I feel like this is where the powder's gonna come up.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there
Pew
in
pew
front
pew
of
pew
me.
pew pew pew.
I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Oh,
Huh.
status of her body. She was in the chair. How did she get to the chair? And how did the room get locked? It's not even mentioned the fact we found her in a locked
I
room.
was just sleeping peacefully.
Which is like the
And all of a
crux
sudden,
of this whole
Sakura
thing.
was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in
Status.
front of the magazine shelf.
Yeah, it has to be the Stacker's body,
You were
right?
taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood.
We
So
found her
you
in the fucking
smashed her
chair.
head in with the Monokuma.
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up.
Hey, right, look up.
I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Boom. Yeah, that was an easy one.
What's wrong?
Which we needed, because they've been
Wait, that's wrong.
more tricky.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
Yeah.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you
Found her
didn't
in the
attack her
fucking
while she was
chair.
sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Oh, there's a pile of there's a pile of blood. A puddle of blood in front of the magazine shelf. So yeah. Magazine shelf looks doing. Yeah.
I got it.
I got it!
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
No, there's no way that
All to make it look
she can
like
move
I did it.
Sakura.
Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Not from the floor to upright in a chair.
Yeah, that's
Come on
madness.
now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Genocide Jill, what's your reasons?
Then what's the deal?
She's the most reasonable person here.
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
Thank you, Kyoko. The
Until
elephant in
we
the
take
fucking
care of
washroom.
that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
Surely not.
No.
No, I don't
Surely.
think that's possible.
We would have noticed such a thing.
It was already open. Did he not go find her?
It was already open.
Yeah. I was in the locker.
I got it! Even before we
Surprise!
opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside.
Yeah.
And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
Happy Genocide Jill is the best. It's so wholesome.
That is the
You're
best
lying.
picture. That's the best sprite.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
Or the second
And-
shot.
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
That's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important?
Could it be the
Like
yellow
the-
powder that we've not
like
talked
the
about this entire
puddles
time?
of chemicals? Or the vomiting blood?
What mini game? We're making an argument.
Yellow powder, maybe?
Hangman's
Final?
Gambit, suicide.
I know, right? I mean, I don't know how you explain the
Was it
locked
that
room
killed
in a
Ogre?
suicide.
If it wasn't
That's
from
the thing, that's like
Genocide
the
Jill's
crux,
attack,
Mm-hmm.
then what was it?
There's no other possible cause.
Sakura said she was
killed
going to end it.
Sakura?
They tried to talk to her
Mm-hmm.
friends,
I
they
can't
tried
think
to
of
kill her
anything
one by
other
one.
than the
like,
shot to her head.
I guess that's the second last one. It's
So
not
you're
even
dead
the
set
last
on
one.
blaming me, huh?
Yes, probably. Or is the Monokuma file there?
What was it that killed Ogre?
Because
Yeah.
it might be the
Wasn't from
fact she was
Genocide
vomiting
Jill's
blood rather than
attack.
going straight to the powder. Straight to the
What
powder
was
seems
it?
like.
Yeah, it feels like a jump, yeah.
There's no other possible cause.
The game likes to
killed
take its
Sakura.
logic fairly step by
I
step.
can't think
Yeah.
of anything other than the shot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You got this game pegged.
Sleuthy Saturdays with fun and flowers!
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
Sorry, Nat.
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Da, 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 da.
Well, I mean, Maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If
Can you
that's
vomit
all it
blood from a
was,
concussion?
the file wouldn't have
pretty sure you
specified
can.
vomited blood.
Probably.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You
Of
even
course you
checked
have
in
to check
there?
the inside of
God,
them.
you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Joe's like, finally,
But if
someone
there
with some
wasn't a gun or
motivation.
anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poison.
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Senpai, you're so smart!
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Oh.
It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
With poison.
Senpai, you're so smart!
If you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
I fucking love that the fact that
We're the
Jesse
only
jumps
ones
in this
talking.
game means that I don't feel like there's any
The
lines
key
missed.
to
Anything I
unlocking
would
this
say is
mystery
covered
was
by
hiding in the
Joe.
chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Yep, that happened.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle.
It's a lot of work.
But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
I don't know if I've ever been thirsty enough to drink a whole
Where'd you
bottle.
find it?
No one
The
is.
shelf is divided up into 3 sections.
Oh yeah,
A,
that
B,
was so
and C.
ridiculous.
In section
This
A,
diagram, can we get the
dietary
diagram,
supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well,
No.
that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. Oh fuck, I think it was section A, but he's not going to give us a reminder.
I got it!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was section A.
Poison
That's the
was
location
actually in
difference, right?
Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or
This bit's a bit
whatever.
weird. This is like, why was
Strange,
it in
isn't it?
section A?
Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Because it's not like it was disguised, it was still clearly a bottle of
Yeah,
poison.
so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Oh, I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and... Senpai! We were so shocked at what we were saying, all we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it was the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was calm as ever. What a badass!
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble!
Luckily, I'm immune to poison because I'm so
You
rich.
can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Fortunately, I previously built up an immunity after small dosing myself to this. You commoners wouldn't understand, but it's required for rich people to be immune to all poisons.
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Oh,
Huh? What are you talking about?
we have the protein. He's gonna
I'm
become a real
talking
man
about
now.
the protein, of course.
He's just super buff after the trial.
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
I'm gonna go down now.
Oh,
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger.
what? Someone replaced it in that bottle?
She touched her finger to her tongue.
This
Yeah, this
is-
looks like a lot of work.
It's protein powder.
It's like a tiny,
Correct.
like why?
That
But
wasn't
why?
poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder.
But why?
Which makes one wonder,
Why?
poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with a protein powder? Which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been found in... Could it be?
In the Prototype X bottle, we have this one. Oh, Hammond's Gambit.
Looking how it's on Protozoite X. Oh fuck me.
Wait, is that what it is?
Is it? There's protein.
Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, it's protein drink.
Yeah, the protein was in the chemical drink, so the
Wait, how do I spell protein?
Yeah,
Oh, it's fine. I know how to spell protein. It's cool.
Drank. A. Drank.
Give me an N, please, game. I need an N.
I'll take a consonant. A consonant. Drank.
Wait, is that usable protein? It looks wrong.
Now I understand.
No, I understand.
I guess it's just the way the
Poison
lectures are spaced out.
Must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
There must have been a third
Absolutely.
bottle to like.
The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. That protein drink.
Protein drink.
Got it!
She would have drank
You're
it.
saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
A deadly betrayal.
What?
A deadly.
Deadly.
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You
No
know,
one could defeat her hand to
I
hand.
do
Or
remember
head to
Ogre
bottle
saying
combat.
that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
And that's why I put the poison in a protein.
So maybe
It was
try
me.
and help with the
Oh
whole
my
bleeding head
god.
wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Oh.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the
Oh,
chem
this
lab
is the
for
yellow,
anyone to
yellow
see.
stuff.
This is the footprint. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on Sakura's shoes. It still looks like it was Sakura.
Are we gonna go with yellow powder or is there another one? Source of the
Footprints in
powder.
There's footprints in the powder. I think.
Yeah, footprints in the powder?
Well, the evidence that showed who switched them would be the that'd be the yellow powder on her shoe.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Oh, but he said it was in the chem lab.
Shoot!
This is bullshit.
I just
Okay,
embarrassed myself in front of everyone.
I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone.
Yeah.
It must be the footprints then. That's
Yeah,
the
it must be.
evidence.
It's so it could be any of those three, and I feel like it wouldn't have mattered
Footprints
really.
left behind in front of the shelf.
But whatever.
Footprints of
That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, we just gotta check everyone's shoes.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point.
I was looking for poison. I mean,
They must have appeared
Do my
around the
morning
time
rounds.
of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit
So-
must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
But wouldn't they have had to go to C to get the poison?
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem.
Hello, Nightdo's girl.
All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
oh, no, someone cut him off.
It was me.
It was a
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
Hey Nagito, how you
If
doing?
you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then, Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
What?
Everyone kills Sakura.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Well, Hina must be one of them, so it's the third.
Yeah,
It's me and
yeah.
us. And that's why he
us
has to
and
see our shape in the chem lab.
Me and Hina are the only ones.
I see.
So Byakuya. That explains why you...
Naturally.
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No. See, we thought he was being random. Okay,
Yeah.
then let me see your shoes. I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus,
Only
Hina's
Hina.
been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Oh, he picked up on what you were
This
putting
whole
down.
time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else,
Senpai
haven't you?
like this.
I can't believe it.
I won't
About
believe it.
Can't you believe?
Can't be Hina though.
Well, it's just...
That's two
the two
sad.
of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her.
Deadly betrayal.
Deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina,
Wait,
is
that's
it
wrong.
true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
I just want to hold this up, and I feel like this, like, brings up a very existential thing of, does assisted suicide count as murder? And would that let her out? Like, if she helped someone die, would Monokuma in his eyes be like, yes, you are the murderer?
No idea.
It's
That's a Monokuma decision there.
it's a very complicated. We need a. I feel like this is where you hold up and you go, Monokuma, can we get a ruling here?
Should we get a philosopher?
What are the rules here? Because this is not a clear-cut rule.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves.
His main
Just like
character
how
flaw.
this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
His main character flaw?
Yes. He's extremely well integrated, but he doesn't. He's falling to his own thing there. It's very clever. The whole don't judge other people by your standards. He's just fallen to it, and he was the one that was so adamant about it. But he doesn't see it the other way. He can only see it in terms of don't over trust people. He can't see it the other way, which is some people are more trusting than him. You know what I mean?
It's also a fair point though. No person alive would sacrifice himself for another because they're already dead.
Nandisco.
Waits for the laughter, and then no, that joke failed. That was a.
Oh my god! My Shindere!
Yeah. Okay, that joke failed. Let's
it
just
failed.
slide on with our lives.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
Ooh.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism,
Exactly, it's the opposite. It's a flip.
but there's
It's
still
his own
that
thing
one
that never
unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Mind at the end of the last
Are
murder,
you
she said it
talking
would
about
break
the
the
locked
Akira.
room problem?
These two
Tina,
walked into one another.
if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well,
Still on the wall.
Mm-hmm, girl.
that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
Oh.
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not.
A
Do you
magician
honestly
never
think
reveals
Tina
their
didn't
secrets.
Actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Ah. Byakuya,
That's so
you
true,
forget.
though.
She's the ultimate swimmer, not the ultimate magician.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring
Big ups
the
to
fact
the
that I
ultimate
don't want
magician
to
in the
believe
third
it,
game.
it
Oh, is
just
there really?
doesn't fit.
Maybe.
Hype.
What doesn't?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
I'd be pretty fucking nervous not to notice the pile of powder you're walking through.
Is it just me, or did those lines sound like it was recorded in like a totally different room?
No, you know, it's just our voices
You
breaking.
didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
On this one step at a
But
time.
how come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Kino, we're friends.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Senpai, no.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them.
Can't even lie.
Once
She
I
knows
was
the
done with
evidence, she can't
that,
even make up a story.
I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told.
It's completely bullshit.
First you went to section C to get the poison, then moved to section A to get the protein, right?
Let's consult my highly
Meaning you
detailed
went
drawing.
from section C to section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true... Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
Oh my god.
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Thank you, Senpai. Stop this madness.
How long?
How long? Until we figure it out! Until I uncover the full truth of this case!
Whole truth and nothing but the truth, Byakuya.
Nothing but the truth. You can't handle the truth! God, everything means the same thing!
Source the powder, footprints in the powder, yellow powder. Oh my god,
Probably
powder, powder, powder.
First I went
Oh my
to
god, look how
section
many
C.
things there are.
I know.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A.
Okay, that's
And
already
that's
that's
where
already
I switched the
fucked.
powders. Once
That's
I was
for
done
my mic, yeah.
switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section A. Then I took the
That's
bottle
also
with the
I don't
poison
know
in
how
it
to do
and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
So I think it's in that sixth.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
So the footprints in the powder don't match Hino's route that she says in the sixth one.
Yeah?
right?
That's what we want to go with?
I think that's it.
We've got a lot of health. We can be wrong a few times.
You can be wrong once or
First I
twice.
went to section
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
It's
That's when I
possible
grabbed
that
the
it's
poison.
like, actually, you're saying the yellow powder
And
wasn't
you spilled
disturbed
some of
rather
the powder
than
on the ground
directly
in front of the
influencing
shelf.
footprints, but
Yeah.
Yeah. When I
we can
grabbed
take
the
an L on
bottle,
one of
I
them,
dropped
that's
it.
all.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C
Yeah.
to section.
No, you fucking didn't.
Nice, good job.
That's wrong.
Wait! That's wrong! Break, 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 break.
You said you went to get the
Nice.
poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah.
What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then
Yeah.
maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
But that's disgusting.
No,
It's not
that
the
can't
ultimate
be it.
magician.
Remember what Hina just said?
Misdirection. I was just nervous, so I didn't think I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
What's the meaning of this?
I'm wrong. I don't
You
understand.
lied
Only
to us.
confidence I'm wrong.
Plain and simple.
I hate when people make me wrong.
If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A.
Oh, well, you see...
What the? What the hell? What's going on here?
Could it be? Could I be
He's
wrong?
actual
Aren't
shit.
the only problem with her account.
Actually shit.
What?
None
Before I
this
explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
This
New
is
evidence?
Miyaku's bank account.
Impossible,
It's
that
empty.
can't be.
Impossible! This can't be!
After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Oh,
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me.
What?
I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital
it's yellow
clue.
powder.
A truly grave oversight.
The powder on the
Just
floor
say
was
it
in fact
already.
protein.
What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Oh,
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle.
Is that what he. Oh my god, he'd
And
drink
the
it!
hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting
Oh
the
my
powder.
god, he goes swallow a shard
I
of
couldn't have
glass!
solved
Holy
the
fuck.
mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
That would have been
mean-
fucking grim.
But
yeah.
what is it?
It's a shard of
Oh,
glass.
you still don't realize?
You just drank a whole bottle of glass.
Makoto,
You're fucked.
why don't you explain it?
Huh?
You have bare minutes to live.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
It wasn't red like the bottles though. Light blue glass.
It's from the rec room window.
We broke that ages later. But it's not a Monokuma bottle because it's light blue.
Yeah, but the
Can't be
bottle's
the
of poison.
Is it the rec room window?
I got it!
Yeah, it is.
It
yeah.
is.
That's the only.
What?
That's the only
Part
one.
of the window from
Yeah,
the rec
how
room
did that
door,
happen?
right?
Yeah.
No, I'm shook. I thought I knew what happened.
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
Where did you get the powder?
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question.
Well,
How
how did
did
it get in
a
the
shard
bottle?
of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's
So many
strange
things.
is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle poison should have been when I broke into the window? In the
In the-
chem lab. Should put it
Yeah,
back.
in the camera. In section A.
Yes.
I got it!
Nice. Good
Got
job.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into
It was
the
in
bottle.
Byakuya's mouth the whole time.
Everything Lena told
Just
us was a
spat it in.
lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
Yeah.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there.
Yeah,
That had
because
to be
that
after
didn't
the
make
locked
sense that
room
it was
was
there,
open.
because we would have walked over
In
it.
other words,
Yeah, because the protein was
after
on top of the
Sakura
glass.
died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
My tiny,
I'll grant you, the
privileged
bottle of poison
brain
may
can't
well have
keep
been in
up.
the rec room when it was locked.
Well, he's usually one step ahead, to be fair.
But
So
how
this
can
is
you
like,
say
wait,
the
what?
protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
So
We
Sakura never
already know she was
drank
given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
She knew it was poison. She actually just
You're
drank
right.
out the poison. Then.
We do need to explain that.
Yeah.
She just
Don't-
knew it was poison.
But
It was
before we
suicide.
do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Oh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone
Yeah,
move it,
exactly,
or trip over
exactly.
it, or anything like
It
that?
wasn't there.
We would have noticed that.
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Yeah.
You don't even share memories
you,
with Toko.
you
You don't.
weren't there,
fine.
Jill.
That settles it.
Okay.
That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Impossible!
I have the best knowledge.
I know all the things.
There's proof. Someone brought the protein can into the rec room after it was open.
It was on top of the glass.
Of course.
I think it's just empty protein.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'm gonna quickly open the
Yeah, have a read.
open the book, yeah. Because it'll be one of these things that, like, if you read it, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah. The shards of glass from the window of the book detective were found around and underneath the container.
Yeah, so it's empty
Very
protein container.
strange. Very strange.
There's not a doubt in my mind.
My sidekick's here, by the way.
Until
Aw.
the locked
Oh,
room
shit.
was unlocked. It absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the...
Boom!
No, that's wrong. Shoot
Solve it in
Miyake has a
one.
whole new voice dynamic. Love it.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about
Use your brain.
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can,
what?
and this proves it.
What?
It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
Cut!
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it?
Kyoko's smart.
As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
But in the wrong place.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
There was never a trick.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that,
He said please.
we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right?
Yeah.
She took it and gave it to
No,
Ogre.
'cause Sakura's
No, wait,
the one
yeah,
with the
yeah,
powder
yeah.
on her
What do you
face.
Yeah,
think,
sorry.
Makoto?
Has to be Sakura.
It's the shoes, finally.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. I wasn't paying enough attention.
I got it!
Has to
Dude,
be.
we're nearly back to
Got
full
it!
I
health.
think it was Sakura herself.
Sakura.
Huh? So
This is too
Sakura, who
sad.
was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
It's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C.
Yeah.
I have to get Hina to admit that. Make your argument.
Oh.
Oh no, it's the one that truthfully fuck.
Oh.
Oh, the third one.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
For babies.
Give me more. I need more words so I can kill it faster.
What are you saying?
Say more stuff so I
Wrong.
can recall
You're
the stupid.
wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
We literally.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This
Like,
should prove
we
it.
have such a long, focus bar. Like, that lasted so long there.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as it sped up, it was just like, boom,
Did
focus
you know
time.
that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Mhm.
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Yeah.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep.
Getting there.
We're getting there.
Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
Poison.
No! It was me! The poison!
Because of the wonderful things she does.
I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
And we
Oh,
killed
they were
Sakura.
just standing here like bullshit. No, you didn't.
Is it time?
The one who killed Sakura. I think it's time. We have to
Select a face.
Select a face.
It was Leon.
Leon. His name was written in the
Back
ballot.
from the dead. Sakura.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
But Jill,
I can't
look at
believe
your
it
feet.
either. Or rather,
You're flying right now.
I want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Our health's back up. That means only one thing. Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
I got it!
Yeah,
The locked
It's the
room
kind of thing he
mystery
would do.
was created by Sakura.
to make it interesting.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
God, you know, one of the soul dead.
When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Immediately left to get them.
Yeah. I have to get them. I have to get the others.
Shake your legs. You know, what's the reckon?
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
Lion?
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Ogre. So she's dead, huh? Wait, it was Jill. Huh.
while everyone else was
killed.
focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Which means you're an imposter.
So,
Oh,
Sakura
you
committed
just
suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet,
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's over, Hina.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no.
Wait, what?
You're right. We have
We
to
don't need
end
an
this
angry hit.
properly.
Oh, with a comic. Can we pause? I really want to pause here.
I don't think you can pause with the timer going, can you?
Yeah, you can. Alright, I am desperate for the loo. It's been like an hour and 50 minutes. Can we take a break
We're gonna
here?
we're gonna have a solid like bit after this as well.
Yeah. Alright, this feels like a good moment. We'll be right back. We'll take, what, a whole cheeky 5 minutes? Cheeky 5 minutes.
5:10, we'll be back before the hour.
Cool.
Thank you so much to everyone that's here. We're having a great time. Obviously, this is a sad one. We get to the tearful conclusion right after these non-messages. Stay sleepy.